Hello and welcome to our weekly Torah Talk. Our guest today is Rabbi Roberto Arbib of the Masorti Synagogue in Tel Aviv's Neve Tzedek and the Educational Director of the Neve Shechter Center. Hello Rabbi, thank you for being with us.
Oh, good evening. Hi.
Our Parashat is Pinchas and it picks up the story where we left it last week. Aaron's grandson Pinchas is rewarded for his act of zealotry in killing Zimri and his Midianite lover. We have another census in the Parsha, and the 5 daughters of Tzelofchad ask Moses to be granted the portion of the land belonging to their father, who died without sons. The Parsha begins with this pasuk, וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, פנחס בן אלעזר בן אהרון הכהן השיב את חמתי מעל בני ישראל בקנאו את קנאתי בתוכם, ולא כיליתי את בני ישראל בקנאתי. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Pinchas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the Kohen, has turned my anger away from the children of Israel by his zealotry, avenging me among them, so that I did not destroy the children of Israel because of my zeal. So, Rabbi, the previous parsha ends violently with Pinchas killing Zimri and the Midianite woman, but our parsha begins with the contentions that this deed of his should be a covenant of peace for him, according to God. How do we manage this contradiction?
Yes, indeed. This is a really interesting issue that what's happened, and the reading of the portion of the Torah that presents us the figure of Pinchas is indeed very problematic, because we know from which tribes it's come. It's come from Shimon, and we know that the Shimon tribes has an history of violence in the past. So we have to be very intention to see to these people when they're against, they act in the violence way. And indeed, it's really sarcastic that the final conclusion of the Pinchas that the God give to him the faith of peace. But what is interesting is that the Parashat say, I heard be grant him my covenant of peace, my covenant, Briti Shalom. It's my covenant and not Brit Shalom. It means the interpreter and the Midrash say that because Pinchas was lack of peace, so he needs a present of God of his grant or his covenant of peace.
So God doesn't give it to Pinchas. He doesn't give him the present of peace because he thinks that he deserves the present of peace, but because he thinks he needs the presence of.
Because his lack of peace, and it also is in an old story of Semonite tribus, like also with the Levi together. We know exactly what happened in Shechem.
In Shechem, right.
And the curse that they received from Jacob's, and also when he's going to die, Jacob cursed them, and Shimon and Levi, because of the violence that they act in the Shechem. So here, again, we have another presentation of Shimon that act in very violent way, and indeed there is a different kind of midrash that tell us that even the angels say, why should die so many Jewish people or Israeli people, 24,000 people died because of this, what's happened. And the angels of God wants to in Pinchas, and according to Midrash said, leave him alone, he's a man that he needs peace, and he is Kanai ben Kanai. It means it's zealous, son of zealous. So it means we know his history of violence. So leave him go again, and in the future he will receive my blessing of peace. And another interesting thing that related the figure of Pinchas with his person is Eliyahu Hanavi, that another very zealous man that we met him also killed 300 prophets of Baal in the Carmel Mountains. So that we know that there is also a character of zealous and character of violence that the Bible.
So there's a whole lineage of violent violent action for God in this family, runs in the family.
Yes, exactly. It seems that he do it for the benefit of God, but this is I think so, and also the Midrash, I understand, and other interpretation thinks this is a mistake because it's a sort of tragedy, because sometimes you need to act to stop something that is Chilul Hashem, but not in the way that using another violence, because violence and another violence is not stop violence, it's increase violence. So it's mean in the future, Pinchas and also Eliyahu, that he will receive a message of peace. And for Eliyahu, we know that because he say that people leave your covenant to Eliyahu, for this reason I act in this way, in the violent way, in the prophets of Baal, and the kill of his destruction. God say to him, you have to study again. And in those situations, God leave him and bringing again to the mountain of Sinai to receive again the revelation, that the revelation is the new revelation from Eliyahu with the message of peaceful, that the way of God is not with the violence, the way of God is Darkei Noam, is more with the discussion. We try to correct people through the example and not through the violence.
Let's touch upon the other story that I find interesting in this parsha, the story about the daughters of Tzelofchad. The daughters, yes, they come forward asking Moses to give them the land that their father left, because they have no brothers and they don't want this land to be lost to the family. And the end of this story is quite interesting. Or before the end, when they approach Moses, what does he do? The Torah tells us, so Moses brought their case before the Lord. And Rashi says that their eyes saw what the eye of Moses did not see. How come he didn't see it?
Yes, indeed, is interesting. And both situation of the Parashat that we mentioned even before, the Pinchas and Benot Tzlofchad, also the interpretation says that the Rashi quotes this, that Moses forget the law. Even in the first situation with the Pinchas, Kanaim Pogimbo, he forget the law. And even in this situation, the Rashi, as you said, say that Moses forget the law, and for this reason, this parasha is not right in his own name, but in the name of the Benot Tzlofchad, of the girls of the daughters of Tzlofchad. But the interpretations say that why Moses forget in this situation.
Yeah, we know that Moses is getting older, but I don't think he forgets the law because of old age.
Exactly, it's not just because he was older. And the Midrash say, is it because in the Deuteronomy, Moses say, when he reflect all his past, what's happened with the people in the desert, he say, and the matters that will be too hard for you, you shall bring forward to me, and I shall hear it. It's in Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 18. And the commentary said that Moses in this way, because he thinks that he can solve everything, that all the difficult law problems they will bring to him, in this situation, for teach him that even a man can do, has all the response for all the problem that sometimes he need to conceal to other people, and with a dialogue he can create the right answer for what God will. So in the Midrash say that Moses forget because he's proud. He's proud, I would say. Even the Moses is considerate, always a man, humble man. But in this situation, Moses forget it because he was proud that he believes they can give answer to all the problem. Another interesting thing that in the first situation, why Moses forget it, that he has to do something to stop what Zimri done in the tent of the commandment. He said because the woman of Moses was also a Midianite. Zipporah come in the same background of the Kosvi. So when Zimri come to Moses, say, I have a Midianite, you have a Midianite. My girl is a very important woman, and Zipporah comes from very important background. So what a difference! So Moses stopped. He can't have an answer. So it's very a tragedy situation that his personal environment, his personal environment in the issue, stop him and not give him a possibility to act and to find a way to stop this sacralization of Pinchas. So it's interesting that also a man important men, even as a Moses, has a lack sometimes in a different way.
Rabbi, thank you so much, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you very much of you on this beautiful occasion to speak Torah in